Hi, and thanks for checking out my channel. My name is Hannah, and this is Jar of Fireflies. Here you'll find content all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 3, and today we're talking curriculum. Okay, so my daughter is starting kindergarten this fall. Well, really like today, she wants to start now. And I figure we're homeschoolers, why not? We do get to make our own schedule. So as an experienced homeschool mom, it was really fun to be able to pick her kindergarten curriculum because she's now my second child that I am homeschooling. I did choose a different curriculum than what I have been using with my son the past few years because this curriculum is just a better fit for her. Okay, so let's just dive right in. I chose Blossom and Root for my daughter. Blossom and Root is a nature-based curriculum, so there's a lot of outdoor activities, a lot of bringing nature into things. Blossom and Root is also a Charlotte Mason-y kind of curriculum, so there is a lot of studying the fine arts through composer studies and artist studies, which I really love. It uses a lot of classic literature like The Velveteen Rabbit, Winnie the Pooh, things like that. So it's really fun to bring in all of that also to her, books that I really enjoyed when I was younger, or books that I missed out on when I was younger that now I get to explore and enjoy as an adult. So that's all really fun. It is also a totally secular curriculum, which was really important to me. I am a religious Jew. I am not a Christian, so I didn't want Christian things in my curriculum. I'm also very science-based, so secular curriculums line up with my views there as well. So these are the notebooks that my daughter will be using this year in school, and these all come in the PDF download of Blossom and Root. So there is a language arts notebook, a nature notebook, and a geography history notebook. These smaller books right here are the parent notebooks that I have printed out for myself for when I'm planning out our weeks. And then right over here are all the books that we are using for her school with the curriculum this year. I have a couple of extras thrown in there. I have another book on artists so that we can loop that into our fine art studies. And I have an extra notebook that goes along with our reading program. I don't know if we're going to use that notebook or not, but I have it there just in case. For our reading program, we are using the Bob books. I really love these books. These are great. These are what I use to teach my son how to read, and they just worked really well for us. And the letters that are introduced in the Bob books as we go in order through them are the same ones that seem to be introduced, at least at the beginning, from what I've researched just my little bit, with Blossom and Root language arts. So that should go really well together and just be a really good fit as far as teaching my daughter how to read. For math, we are using Wild Math. Wild Math is a nature-based math program, so it goes really well with Blossom and Root, which is also a nature-based program. Now, Blossom and Root is considered an open and closed curriculum, but you do need to add in math. The Wild Math is not an open and closed curriculum. It's more of a list of skills and a bunch of ideas and activities that you can use to teach and build those skills with your children. So that does take a little bit of planning on my part, but I found it really easy to work through as we organize our weeks. For Judaics this year, we're really just going through the Parsha. This is what I did with my son when he was in kindergarten, and it's worked really well for us. We're using the Rabbi Juravel book. These books are really fantastic and bring us through the Torah in a way that is so easy for the kids to understand, as well as a lot of insights and background information that are very relevant. So we had a great experience using this with my son, and I'll be using it again with my daughter this year. Basically what I do for our Parsha study is I split up the weekly Parsha from that book throughout our week, and by the end of the week we have finished it and we can just talk about it on Shabbat. And that brings us to language arts. Blossom and Root does come with a language arts program. However, I am a huge fan of the Brave Writer and the Brave Writer lifestyle. So this year I am starting Jot It Down with my daughter. Jot It Down is a fantastic program that is geared towards children ages about 5 to 8. Jot It Down comes with 10 different month-long projects that you can do with your child to start building their language arts and teaching them language arts skills. But for my daughter, because she is only 5 and in kindergarten, we are just going to be doing the fairy tale project all year long. It's a common option that a lot of parents choose when doing Jot It Down with Brave Writer, and it's a great fit for us. Again, this is something that we did with my son, worked out really well, and we're gonna keep on doing the same thing with my daughter. One final thing that I will be looping into all of this is the Blossom and Roots book seeds. I have 7 book seeds that I have purchased and that I'm planning to sprinkle in throughout the year on weeks that we're not working on the Jot It Down fairy tale project. So it's just an extra thing that we can do. And what the book seeds are with Blossom and Root is it takes a fun storybook like the Hungry Hungry Caterpillar and loops in a bunch of STEM activities to go along with that. So I just love that little bit of extra that we can get, as well as all the fun projects that we'll be able to do together. Okay, as far as organization goes, Blossom and Root comes with ideas on how you can set up your week for a 5-day school week, a 4-day school week, or a checklist style. I opted to do the 4-week school week with a checklist style. This is basically what I like to do for my son, and I'm going to continue to do it with my daughter. It's something that works for our family. I really like having that flexibility of the 4-day school week because we can start on a Sunday, we can have our whole week done early in the week, or we can spread it out, taking more breaks, and it gives us those extra times to go do field trips. Of course, we're in a pandemic, so I'm not really sure how that's gonna work, or just more fun activities together. So this is basically my first week, and you can see I've already made some edits and changes down there at the bottom, but I just set up my 1, 2, 3, 4 days. I don't put days of the week on it. I just say day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and I make a checklist of everything that we want to accomplish that day. So basically what I do when I'm setting this up is I go through and look in her curriculum for Blossom and Root, write down everything that we need to do during the week for that, and then I go through the Wild Math curriculum and I'll write down what activities we're going to be doing for the skills we're going to be working on this week, and I'll go through the Parsha book and I'll split up the reading so that it's even over the week, and then I'll write down what we're working on our Jot It Down fairy tale project, or if it's a book seed week, what I'm planning to do for that. A really fun tip that I have for you guys as far as your homeschool goes is I like to wrap up a book that we're about to start. So for my son, it's gonna be one of our literature books that we're working on, and for my daughter, it's her first book that we're reading, which this one we're actually using for, I think, 4 to 6 weeks at the beginning of our curriculum. So I definitely wanted to wrap this up so that she can open it and have that excitement and that element of surprise and just fun and sparkle to our homeschool. We had a lot of fun doing that last year with my son, and I'm really excited to be able to do that again with my daughter. I have to say, it is so nice to go into this year with the confidence of knowing what has worked with my older child as I'm planning things for my daughter. She is definitely benefiting from my experience as a homeschool parent. So those are our curriculum choices for kindergarten for this fall. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I will be doing a future video where I discuss the curriculum choices that I'm using for my son as he enters the 2nd grade this year. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next upload.